Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we are driving the Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 is my favourite tank in the game, and these games will just show why this tank is my favourite tank in the game. Now, it's probably one of the tanks that is easiest for me to master as well, because I just gel with the tank. I really do play well with the tank. The tank is so freaking good. It's the accuracy on the thing. It can hit almost anything you aim at, except for that last shot on the E100. But it pretty much hits everything you shoot. The penetration is good, the speed is good. The only thing that's bad about this tank is the armor, but for me that's good. The armor is good because it makes you play different. It makes you play a lot more different because you know that anyone can penetrate you, and anyone can penetrate you with HE as well. So it has to make you play different. You can't just roll up like you would in a T62 and go hold down, or a 1-2-1 or anything like that. You have to play it a lot different. Now, this tank, it's been my favorite from literally like the very beginning. Since I first got the tank, it's been my favorite. That was a few years ago now. A few years later, all these newer tanks in, I mean, we've had the T22, we've had loads of tanks, the Peugeot, and even after all these newer tanks, this is still my number one. I think it's always going to be my number one. And the accuracy combined with the speed, combined with the 350 Alpha, it is just amazing. But just because I like this tank, it doesn't mean that you should go and get the tank and you're going to like it too. It is a hard tank to play. It is a very hard tank to play because of that armor. You can't just roll up and expect to do big damage, because you could get wrecked. You could get absolutely wrecked. But when you start learning how to play, when you start learning how to use these tanks with no armor, then this is when you will absolutely love the tank. And the accuracy is just so I think it's the best accuracy in the game, actually, or in tier 10, along with the T62. I think they are pretty much the same. But you have the speed. I mean, you have a light tank speed. It's just you haven't got the armor, and you have that higher alpha shot. I mean, 438 roll there into that FV, and the aim time on top of everything else as well. I mean, you can snapshot in this thing, on the move snapshotting. You can do anything. You can do absolutely anything in this tank. Even track on the move there. Like, yeah, we totally 100% went for that track. Failed HE there. We wanted to go for the HE, but in the end, we're not going to need to, and we are going to take this guy out for our 4th kill. So, I mean, we made that look easy. We made that game look very, very easy. Fair enough, the enemy wasn't the best, but we ended up on 5.4k damage, top gun, high caliber, and we get the scout medal there as well. And I can probably play this. If I take this tank out for, say, 10 games, I'll definitely get an ace. I always do. I always do. Now, this game here was like my only battle of the day, and it's actually the highest damage I've got in this tank. And again, the enemy do make it easy for me. We're on Normandy, and right at the start, it is supremacy. I was thinking, do I go to the middle, use my gun depression? But again, just because you've got the gun depression, you can get the troll bounces on the turret, but you can't really rely. I've bounced a few times on Death Stars and stuff like that, but you can't rely on those bounces. So I've decided to go to base D instead, and hopefully we don't run into too many of the enemy at base C. So I'm going to go long. I'm going to go far left, and hopefully we can spot some tanks, and we should be hopefully far enough not to get spotted. But here is the E100 who has spotted me, and we do get that nice shot into the bottom plate, and he does miss his shot. So we're just going to wait. I don't want to rush anything because they do have 2 TDs that could pretty much wreck me, especially the Jaeger. If he HEs me, then that's almost all my hit points gone. So we're just going to wait for our team. We're going to see what they're doing. Now, this 5A, I have to give credit to this 5A. 47% player this 5A is, and what a player this guy, or girl, Lucy, what this person is. And they do not perform as their stats show. After the battle, they actually end up on a 1st class, and I'm thinking, oh, you're a good player. And I checked the stats and I thought, wow, like, you did not play like your stats. And this is why I always say win rate is not that important. Maybe look at Blitz Stars and look at their 30-day win rate is more important than their overall win rate. So this Lucy, if you do some reason watch the channel, thank you for this game. I mean, you played really well. So that Lucy does take out the E100, and now that also leaves this Jaegeru now on its own. So we're going to rush it. I'm going to get behind. I think the Jaegeru is actually going to kind of give up. We're on 3k damage, easy. We haven't really taken too much shot damage. We've taken a shot from the IS-7, and before you know it, there goes the Jaegeru. And now I have a Foch 155 looking at me, so I don't really want to poke out and get a nasty shot from that Foch, especially if they are HE, but I'm going to do it. I thought I was going to get back in time, didn't know if the Foch was still looking at me, and great shot there from the Foch. That was a good shot, and now I have to be careful because I don't want to get shot again. If I get shot again from anyone apart from this Leopard 1, I will be a one shot. And again, the Leopard 1 is actually going to get this shot there. Again, that was a bad shot. I didn't want to take that shot because there's a Foch. There is also a VK72, which both of them can now one-shot me. So that shot was a stupid mistake from me. I shouldn't have risked taking getting that shot from the Leopard 1. So it's at the moment it's a 4 versus 3. There's still a lot of hit points to get through, and luckily I do get away from that Foch just in time. And we're just going to wait. We're going to wait for the Foch to mess up. We're going to wait for the Vickers to mess up, and we don't want to rush in anything because we could still easily lose this game. And this is what I meant. Easy shot there on that Foch, easy shot, and we are gonna get a nice shot, putting him now down to a one shot. Now I do get lucky here because the Foch and the Vickers both rush my other Leopard 1. Only one tank should have rushed them, and maybe the Vickers could have gone for me. I'm a 2-shot to that Vickers, so that would have changed the complete outcome of this game. But at the moment they are dealing with my other Leopard 1, which means I can completely farm this Vickers without getting shot in return, and I am going to take him out for my second kill. That is now 6,000 damage with still a full hit point VK7201, and this is where I was actually hoping my WZ5A was a bad player, because that's 2,000 2,000 damage there that I could farm. So again, on the move shot there into the track onto the VK. I want to get into a different position. I don't want to be in the same position as that WZ5A. So I was hoping that the VK72 would turn around and go for the guy, because if he goes for the guy, even if or the girl, even if he kills him, I would be able to get around him and I would be able to circle him, and there'll be nothing that this guy can do. So I do get a shot here. I am going to get very lucky here because I'm a bit greedy. I wanted that 7k, and we do get the bounce. So through 2 kills, Lucy there is going to take him out. So 4 kills for Lucy, 2 kills for me. We block 640 damage at the end there, and we do end up on 7,100 damage, and of course we do get the ace. And as I was saying about Lucy in the WZ5A there, 4k damage, and she gets a first class as well. So really good play from the WZ5A there. Totally didn't expect that, and totally didn't expect to see the stats of that player as well. But last up, we're going to watch Mohammed, and he's on mines, and he's going to push the hill. He's going to be very aggressive and push the hill. It's not something I would normally do, but in a Leopard, if you hold this hill here, it's very difficult because you haven't got that armor. You can't really do that in a Leopard, but you can do it in, of course, a T62 or anything with gun depression and a turret armor. So probably pushing the hill was the best option for him. He's going to lose literally most of his hit points dealing with this Vickers, but he is going to take out the Vickers, and that is now him holding this hill. Great position for a Leopard, great position, because you do have that accuracy, you do have that damage, and you do have the rate of fire. This is also, don't forget, this got buffed recently, so it's now the highest DPM medium in the game. Not by much, but it's still the highest DPM medium in the game. So 5.7 seconds reload with a 350 alpha, and you can do over 400 per shot if you're lucky, if you can high roll. And now, so Mohammed's just holding this hill. Yes, he lost half of his hit points, and he doesn't want to get shot again, because if he gets shot from any one of these heavies, he will then be a one shot. So he's playing it very safe. He's now going to go for the Jaegeru, who he knows is not looking at him. He's going to go for that bottom plate, and as you can see, like, no problem. He's aiming, he's hitting every single time, and no idea what this M103 has decided to do. He's decided to push up the hill and just get wrecked in the making. Like, why would you do this, M103? Why would you do this? Maybe he gave up, I don't know, maybe he got bored, but Mohammed is going to use that opportunity and farm that M103. So now that's a bad thing, because that M103 is decided to push. It leaves this IS-4 isolated now all on his own, and the Leopard can now just completely farm him. We can use the DPM and just watch this IS-4. He's going to perma-track this IS-4. He's going to keep this IS-4 absolutely perma-tracked, and there's nothing this IS-4 can do. You can see he is still tracked. He can't move, and he's just going to get angry. He is going to take a shot there from the IS-4, but I mean, he was a one-shot to the Jaeger, to the waffle anyway, and I think that was probably this late in the game when it's a 5 versus 3. Taking a shot doesn't really matter. You can even take another shot from the IS-4. So he's now on 6,000 damage. There is still a waffle, and there is still a full hit point E100. Now he's going to miss this shot on the waffle. That was just a bad shot. That wasn't the accuracy. That was just a bad shot on Mohammed's behalf. But he is going to get a nice HE before the Badger can take out that waffle. And that now just leaves this E100, who is heading towards the Su-122. So Mohammed can just get behind, and he's just going to farm some damage. 367 there, and this is why I love this tank. These alphas are just amazing. 347. When you get a high roll, you can get up to sort of 438, 440. It's a lovely tank, and I would definitely recommend going for this tank, because it is a nice tank, but you just need to learn how to play it first. Learn the PTA before you can get this tank. If you're not sure how to play the PTA, then don't get this tank, because you will get wrecked. So one more shot there from Mohammed into that E100, and the Peugeot is going to take him out. So really good game. 8,100 damage. He held that hill really, really, really well. So that is the Leopard, my favorite tank in the game. I think it's always been my favorite, and it will always be my favorite. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With